Good morning. Thank you. And I'd like to welcome you. I'm very proud to share about your American Red Cross. Yes, I do say your American Red Cross because, well, it really is yours and mine. It's an organization that has been developed to assist people in significant crisis, because we can't plan for crisis. Well, we can anticipate that they may happen, but we can't say, I'm going to walk across the street and get hit right now by a hurricane, even though it might happen. It is a potential. We don't plan for those kind of things. Today, I would like you to understand and see how the American Red Cross, their total goal is empowering ordinary people to do extraordinary acts in moments of crisis. Yes, empowering ordinary people to do extraordinary acts in moments of crisis. And they've been very successful at doing this. And it started a very long time ago, actually, in France. Actually, it wasn't France, it was Swiss. A young Swiss man had the situation named Henry Dunant in 1859. Very terrible situation, a great war going on, and he saw many situations of people dying, wounds. He took it upon himself to organize the local town to go forth and support and help each one of these individuals, no matter which side of the conflict they may have been on. It was about helping the individual, not the country, the cause. It was the individual. The humanitarian effort started in 1859. He took that and took a flag, the Swiss flag, and reversed it. He took their red background with the white cross and changed it to the red cross symbol that we more are familiar with today. And that became the beginning of the international societies of humanitarian aid and the opening and leading into the national conventions of the Geneva Convention system. Now that has evolved. Today, this simple Red Cross has been involved internationally, evolved to where it includes other symbols, which include the Red Crescent, also the Red Shield of David, and the Red Crystal. All very unique for different reasons. Still, with the same thought and safety to any individual who sees this flag, they know they can come for comfort and safety, no matter what their situation is. Real quickly, the Red Crescent is more used in the Mid-East areas. And then, very unique, the Red Crystal. The Red Crystal is actually a very diamond shape that any country can put their national symbol inside of that, and it will still denote the safety and support that the Red Cross has established. So it's very crossing the borders in its very amenable ways. Now in the United States, Clara Barton, a great nurse who helped during the Civil Wars, has taken it the same way and brought it the American Red Cross to our homeland. Locally, the Rocky Mountain chapter of Colorado, Rocky Mountain Red Cross itself, has expanded in 1914 with one volunteer. Yes, just one volunteer, and has grown to where they have over 5 Colorado regions and thousands of volunteers, all for your American Red Cross. That's pretty powerful growth. Now the Red Cross has 5 major areas, lines of service that they do, all for empowering extraordinary people, starting as ordinary individuals. They provide areas of shelter, like when we have the local fires. A home is burned, where can you go? They provide areas of national blood support. The Red Cross is huge in supporting blood transfusions as needed. And Colorado is one of the most unique areas. It is teamed up with Bonte's, the internationally known blood distribution center. So American Red Cross in Colorado does not actually give blood, but they are teamed up with a phenomenal organization who does. So very unique for Colorado. Also, the situations they help military families in ways you probably do not expect. It's quite often, as a military situation, an individual is far away from their family and there's a message that needs to be delivered personally back home. Something not appropriate to be written down. The American Red Cross has found the greatest support in doing that. The unique and only individual or organization that's evolved to do exactly that. They provide humanitarian aid worldwide, not only here in our home state, but throughout the world. 5 areas that are just phenomenal that we should all support and know about. The Colorado chapter itself responds to an average of once every 21 hours. 21 hours. Typically it's a fire concern, a home concern where a situation has arisen. And what happens then? In those twilight hours? An American Red Cross volunteer is there to share a blanket, a few words of comfort, a cup of hot coffee as need be, and a plan for you or that individual to rebuild their situation. Not just a cup of coffee and a warm blanket and leave, but a plan to get you back on track. American Red Cross offers over 10 million people have been trained through the Red Cross systems. Take a class in first aid. How many people have had CPR training or know someone specifically? Yes. Isn't that amazing how that little talent, that knowledge, can assist or save someone in a terrible situation? There's life-saving skills at CPR, also swimming classes for the young and old. There is amazing opportunities that they continue to support with in these areas. You can even get down to pet CPR. That can be huge to a family or an individual to where their pet is their family. So empowering ordinary people to extraordinary acts is what American Red Cross is about, and supporting those situations. Not only sheltering, teaching, educating, but being there to assist and giving you a guide for a new plan to rebuild yourself. Not only when we have a blizzard on I-70 and we have to support people for overnight, or a fire in our mountains. They're there. Now I know there's a few people in this room, and I know I only shared a small glimpse about what the Red Cross can do and does here locally, but I know there's a few questions out here, so I'd like to open the floor right now to a few questions before we wrap up this situation. And the first question? Yes?
Tom, you said that the Red Cross provides communication for the military on items that are not appropriate to be written down. How is that accomplished? Does the volunteer actually speak to the military person, the troop, and then verbally communicate it to their family?
Well, there's a very unique process, and it does involve a certain amount of military protocol. First of all, the individual in the military and their immediate supervisor, their chief officer, are coordinated with the American Red Cross. And often there's not just a cell phone line available. So they'll coordinate any method needed to get a secure information all the way back to a local Red Cross representative at their family. And that's done directly through the Red Cross Communication Department. Very talented, very specific individuals. But almost anyone can get one phone call away and get those two people connected. Next question. Yes?
Do you know what percentage of the donations that the Red Cross receives actually go to services, providing support to individuals, families, the military?
Exactly. Over 90 cents of every dollar goes directly back to servicing not just the military, but all situations. So the operation costs are phenomenally under control, but it goes back to those who deserve it and need it immediately. That's a very proud thing for the Red Cross to keep incorporated. Yes?
I'm from the East Coast, and the American Cross is huge back east.
Correct.
I got my life-saving card through the Red Cross. That was a badge of honor or passage that kids got when they became, I think, 14 or 16. Also, we all donated blood, as you had mentioned, through the Red Cross. And ever since I moved here to Colorado, I don't hear much about the Red Cross. And I don't know if the Rocky Mountain region is trying to keep a low profile, and they certainly seem to, I know they must be doing a lot of good. And I also don't understand how they're working with Bond Fees. Is Bond Fees a for-profit organization?
Well, Bond Fees is, I don't know all the information about Bond Fees other than the fact that they are the National Blood Bank, one of the very few that is to their degree. That's why it's not a good idea for the Red Cross to try and support something that is so much even a greater degree. So that's Bond Fees themselves. And I'd have to get you connected with them for more specific information about that. But part of the reason I'm out here is exactly to answer that question of informing our community of what we have here locally, how you can participate and support, and how you can support your neighbors from that knowledge. So that is why I'm here today, is to help share and educate our community for that reason. And it's not necessarily because we don't have crisis here. We do, because they are taken care of. Well, I want to thank you all for those questions and remind you the fact that the American Red Cross is your American Red Cross. It's there through your generosities, your donations, not only through time, your funds, your food, your heart, and your concerns. So it is your American Red Cross. And take that in consideration every time you see that symbol. You see, together, we can perform extraordinary acts and transform people from ordinary situations in a crisis. Thank you.